The Baltimore City Council chamber was at capacity Thursday as city leaders and residents debated proposed regulations of city nonprofits.
The Spotlight on Maryland's Patrick Huff takes us through a bill that would establish new oversight of the Baltimore Children and Youth Fund.
And what they're doing, they're allowing us change in the community by giving us the opportunity.
I have been very concerned about allegations in the local media regarding BCYF's operations and impact.
With the right support, we can spend less time on paperwork and more time actually creating a real impact for Baltimore City youth.
Replace the current BCYF executive leadership.
Tensions were high at City Hall, where dozens of concerned citizens testified on a bill that would require additional financial reporting and auditing of taxpayer-funded nonprofits through the Baltimore Children and Youth Fund. BCYF receives $16 million taxpayer dollars from Baltimore City this year that is guaranteed annually to support programs for kids. The bill updates BCYF's regulations that were passed by City Council in 2020 after it became a standalone nonprofit. It would require organizations that receive taxpayer money through BCYF to submit quarterly financial reports. BCYF would be required to establish and publish a clear application process for organizations interested in funding.
Financial plans.
Councilman Mark Parker, who wrote the bill, said Baltimore City kids are relying on city leaders to take action on BCYF.
It's now time for the City Council to return to authorizing legislation from 2020 to make needed updates to better align the legislative framework with the operational reality of the current BCYF organization, to fill in some of the gaps that were left in that legislation and to bring a bit more clarity to the law.
BCYF President Alicia Lee testified in opposition to the bill, arguing that increased financial reporting from grantees would hinder their work in the community.
BCYF has and always will support transparency, oversight, and accountability with public dollars. And still, this bill, as drafted, does unintentionally weaken the very outcomes that we all intend to protect through BCYF.
The bill would require a performance audit of BCYF conducted by the Baltimore City Comptroller every 3 years starting next year.
How the money was spent.
Baltimore City Comptroller Bill Henry testified in favor of the bill and noted his office would need about $300,000 for new staff to conduct the performance audit. Several BCYF grantees testified in opposition of the bill, arguing that additional requirements would harm their organization.
Through BCYF, I was able not just to be a one-man band show, but to have a team, to learn how to be compliant, to learn how to have teamwork as well as operation strategy.
Retaliation against nonprofits.
Eric Brockman, the founder of Focus on Communities United for Success, claimed at the hearing that his organization was awarded more than $200,000 by BCYF, which later terminated the grant. He said the decision by BCYF was due to failure from its leadership and caused his organization to stop operations as it has more than 200 applications for its youth IT training program.
Implement a formal appeal and due process mechanism. BCYF doesn't have that. I had no one to appeal to. Prohibit retaliation against nonprofits. Require transparency and review for grant withholding or terminations. Replace the current BCYF executive leadership.
BCYF did not respond to a request for comment on Brockman's allegations. BCYF President Alicia Lee declined an interview with Spotlight on Maryland after the hearing Thursday.
Do you have a quick minute for an interview? No. Not at all? What could you just say? Do you think Baltimore City taxpayers have a right to know how their money's spent by the Youth Fund and their grantees?
Patrick, I don't have time to talk to you right now. Let's find a time.
Okay.
Yeah, reach out to Brandon Hanson and schedule a time to meet with me. I'd love that.
We reached out to Brandon, as we have many times in the past, asking for an interview with Lee. He did not respond. We previously sorted through thousands of documents obtained in public information requests that detailed how BCYF spent roughly $300,000 taxpayer dollars in total on trips for its adult staff and grantees to Austin, New Orleans, St. Louis, and Alabama. Now, this all comes after the Baltimore City Inspector General released a report last month that found Baltimore City lacks oversight of BCYF. The Inspector General is expected to release another report in the new year on BCYF's operations. Stay tuned in the coming weeks as we continue to monitor how the Baltimore City Council enacts new oversight of BCYF. For Spotlight on Maryland, I'm Patrick Huff.
And if you have a story or a tip for our Spotlight on Maryland team, call them The number is 410-467-4670. You can also email them at spotlightonmaryland@sbgtv.com. I'm Kai Jackson. Thank you for watching. Here's another video to watch. Also, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel.